Okay. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Pine Grove News Live from the East Coast here in Connecticut, Southern New England. Music's off. Let's go check, see if we're live. One last check. And we are. Music up and running. Okay. Well, God bless everyone. I hope you're doing okay. It's Friday for those of us that work and look forward to the weekend. I know been working for 2 years. Before that, it was like 5 years of that didn't work. Yeah, it was hell. Yeah, but I learned a lot. 5 years. Dude, had time for study. I got time for it now too. I make sure I have time for it. I have to get rid of other things, and I mean study. His word, lest we get in trouble for lack of knowledge, right? I think he actually put it, lest we die for lack of knowledge. Yeah, die. I mean, we're all going to die, right? Great way to start the program. Yeah. Anyways, I'm not worried about that at all. Yeah. I think it was late 90s. That's when I finally woke up. That's when I had an adjustment made. So anyways, out there in the news, mainstream media, very interesting. Apparently, probably already heard this, considering it is on mainstream media. But anyway, they are going to the grand jury. They're going to subpoena people, anyone who were involved in the investigation into Trump. So they're going after the people who were investigating the Russian supposed collusion with Trump. Very interesting. Yeah, that was just after I finished speaking with someone the other day about this Q, in which I, just stopped listening to. Things were, being claimed, were not being realized. I mean, anyways, I guess the update today was that I got to wait 2 years. Yeah, I don't know, don't understand it. I don't put my trust in men anymore at all, including myself. All my trust is in God, and that's how I give it all to Him. I don't trust anybody, unfortunately. Some people think that that's a bad thing, but I don't think so. So I guess a lot of talk about that. Subpoenas, grand juries. So, and they're saying that there will be indictments. There will be people arrested. I heard that there's people already in Gitmo arrested. Yeah, old Sabrick. So, in any case, I mean, I actually heard it's a the Steel Truth, I think it is. Another news talk show. And man, I used to listen to it for a little while too, and I forget the name of it. But the name of this offshoot is Steel Truth. Some blonde-haired lady does it. She does a very good job. I don't know. She had some guest on there, and guest was supposedly, obviously everybody has or knows somebody who's retired from the military, and now they all can speak. Yeah, they can't name them, but they can speak. Yes, I have my sources. I have my, people on the inside. So, but he actually did a video interview and mentioned Gitmo there too. In one particular item, he mentioned, and that was about Obama. Um, there's a lot of talk out there by Trump, that Obama. I mean, yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, if you're awake, if you have your eyes open, you know that the Obama regime were a treasonous bunch. I think the Democrats now are a bunch of treasonous. I don't know. I guess they're citizens, most of them. There's a couple maybe that aren't, that are not. So, because I was looking up some news headline out there about civil unrest and where we are with that. But anyway, that's what's in the news, in the mainstream media, anyway. Um, and all the allegations on the spying on Americans during that Trump campaign that was done, and that's all going to be brought out. I mean, it's out in mainstream now. If it's out in mainstream, I guess it's happening, right? But I don't know. Um, any case, I guess there was a threat to a synagogue here in Connecticut in Bridgeport, which obviously shut the place down. Police went in there, checked it all out. They didn't find any packages, and so that is reopened. Oh yeah, and the House is. I don't have this article, but this is what I heard on mainstream as well today, that the House passed or is going to pass a cruelty to animals bill. Yeah, cruelty to animals bill. So I guess the things that they're looking for to finalize it is what deems cruelty. Who gets to say what is done to? I guess they're saying just pets now. See, they're trying. It was just about pets. Now they want to also include animals. Period. And I agree. I've heard some and seen some videos of people being pretty darn cruel to their animals. You hear about it all the time. And I mean, what do you expect when you have such a lawless and immoral nation world? Yeah, but let's pass a law so that they can't go out and be cruel to the animals. Um, yeah, forget about it's okay to kill babies, but let's protect the animals. I guess we need that's fine. I guess we need to start somewhere, right? Fine. That I guess that's a win if they actually figure out what is cruelty to your pet. I mean, is it going to be verbal abuse too? I mean, you start yelling at your pet, is that going to be considered cruelty? I'm sure. I mean, what else has these bureaucrats, got to do with their time? Got to make up stupid, crazy laws, right? Yes, they do. And hey, I wanted to show this. I've been wanting to show this for like 2 weeks now. Somebody passed this on to me, and it is a T-shirt, okay? Because all this stuff about Trump being impeached and so on and so forth. Uh, this girl is wearing a T-shirt. First of all, her hat is a black hat, and it reads "Make America Great Again." I guess she didn't want the red one. So she's got this T-shirt, and it's titled "Trump Peached." One word, Trump Peached. Okay, and what it reads, one, if Trump is impeached, Pence becomes president. Pence pardons Trump and appoints him vice president. Pence resigns. Trump becomes president and appoints Pence as his vice president. And liberal heads explode. I thought that was awesome. And in the realm of possibilities, I mean, why not? Why couldn't that happen, man? Just things that are going on these days. You never know. And I'm just adding this. I know I wanted to try and do it every week, but I always forget. I'm always forgetting. But we are at DEF CON 5. Okay, that is apparently the safest DEF CON. And we are still 2 minutes to midnight. Okay, so let's get into, obviously, you must have heard this too, because it's also on mainstream media. These fires. This one, they got the Kincaid fire in Sonoma, Sonoma County. Scorches 10,000 acres. All of Geyserville is evacuated. So these fires are, I heard, not this one, but the next one that I got here somewhere. 5% contained as of this morning. I don't know about now. They're both growing. The winds are gusting. Yeah, here, 70-mile-per-hour winds. So I don't know exactly where these blackouts were. The electric company, what is it? Pacific Natural Gas, something like that. Gas and electric. You know, the blackouts, shutting them out because somebody said that there's going to be wind later on in the day. So, 10,000 people get their electricity shut off. What they do in California, remember everyone, whatever they do in California, it's an experiment now. And the stupid laws that they pass there end up going somewhere else in the nation too. And they usually end up in Connecticut. We are right behind California. Yes, we are in many things. And hopefully it'll be a while before we catch up to their $6 a gallon gasoline. But that's the Democrats, just trying to get everyone off gasoline. I mean, what are they going to do with their cars? You're raising the gas prices to $6. It's just obviously money in your pocket, but it's not going to change the fact that these people, and especially with the taxes on everything these days, can't afford to get another car. Go look at the stock market. Go look at the car industry. It's been in turmoil for years. I swear some of these things that happen in this country with this weather, this geoengineered weather. Excuse me. I mean, it's part of the program. What happens when a hurricane wipes out, a town, Houston, say, LA, Louisiana? What happens when a hurricane floods and wipes out a town? What's buried? What's underwater? Everybody's car. You can't sell those cars. After that, the wiring is all wet. It gets corroded and rusted. You can't sell that car. It's garbage. It's done. Gone. You collect from the insurance and go get another used car. That's how it works. Or get some kind of, zero down, pay for the next 10 years for a car. I actually seen I don't know about you, but what is the, I don't know, the longest loan rate that someone can take a loan out for a car? I thought it was like 3 years. I think it's up to 5 years in some places. I heard it's going up to 10 years. You can actually get a loan for a car, one that you can afford, obviously payments that you can afford, but you're going to be paying for 10 years. It's all going to be, majority of it's going to be interest. Anyway, that's not working either. So here we go with the fires and the floods, and the storms and the earthquakes and the volcanoes. lava flowing, asthma rain, or yeah, asthma thunder, whatever it is. I mean, I can't keep up with the new names. All right, so we from the watchers, we're under a G2 moderate geomagnetic storm alert. Positive polarity CHHSS G2 storm. Okay. What does that mean? Solar wind parameters were at background levels. I don't know what it means. What does it mean? Solar wind speeds increased to near 500 kilometers. I'm not Canadian, so I don't know. I know somebody who would know. She's listening in too. Yeah, total field reached 14. So I don't know anything about that, what these figures are. But usually what that means, a geometric storm, it usually means outages. Okay. Outages could be your phone, could be internet. Good time to test whether your internet, whether they can shut internet off in, say, your state or my state of Connecticut. That's coming next. They're going to start, if they haven't already, with these, brownouts or whatever they call them. They say it's a, moderate geomagnetic storm, but, so expect outages, interruptions. Yeah, they don't want you to be calm and, well, they do with all the chemicals they're giving you, but anyway, let's just go on. Kincaid fire explodes to 10,000 acres. Mandatory evacuations ordered. California. That's not the same as the one I just gave you, is it? No. Geyserville. No, Kincaid. Yeah, I've heard they've been announcing that on the radio today too. So, fast-moving wildfire has exploded in rural Sonoma County. Yeah, we just mentioned this. Thought it was two separate fires. I heard that there's more than one. In any case, yeah, evacuations. At least 18 dead people, 41,959 displaced. Where? Nigeria. Floods, rains, haven't heard that before, have you? Top farmer warns forces at work to hide massive crop losses. Yeah, we definitely took a hit this year, not just the United States, worldwide. I mean, look, we've been talking about floods everywhere, haven't we? I know, most of the stuff that we eat, that's grown in the ground can't be grown underwater, right? Unless unless we start eating seaweed and jellyfish and I don't know. Has anybody tried that? I'm sure somebody has. You can get past the stinging of the jellyfish. Yeah, we'll have to eat all the crustaceans. We'll have to go, get the lobsters and the shrimp and the scallops. Yeah. I mean, those things are good when they're cooked the right way. But, a couple of them are bottom dwellers, and I don't know the nutritional value. Don't care. All I know is that they're good once in a while, and you wouldn't want to eat all the time, though. I don't think so. So this farmer. Oh, Ice Age Farmer is one that I can come up with right now. I have not gone there. I may have been there, a couple years back, but I don't frequent that site right now. But I know a couple people who do, and that's where they get a lot of this information from. And then, of course, there's insurance sites, You can go to that. I think they just twist some of the information. Anyways, let's see, 4,000 acres crops. Joins Christian to voice his concerns after the catastrophic growing season in the U.S. and blow the whistle on a force and energy that is working to keep people unaware of the severity of the situation. Well, if you've been listening here, and I know a couple other people talk about it too, you will not be misinformed. We do talk about crop losses. Now, I don't say that they're catastrophic like this article does and other people do. What I hear is percentages, and we don't always get crops all the time when people grow them. So this is the time to exaggerate everything, to blow everything out of proportion, to get everybody up in a frenzy. Okay, yes, there were much damage to the crops. Yes, I think the only thing that's really a problem here is that we're now going to go into our stores instead of, and I mean, what I mean by that is storage. You know, it's built up. We don't just go plant one season, go sell it, and then grow another one. We don't do that. We're smarter than that. We grow one or two crops, and then we go, put the other one in storage, hold it up in case we need it. So, whoever's doing this is obviously, like everyone else, doing it for the money. Put out the big scare, put out these things, these losses are going to, basically hurt your pocketbook. That's it. And yes, you may have a little less the following year when the stores, anyway, I think it'll all work out if we're here that long. The crop losses this year, which, are staggering, they are indeed worldwide when you look at it that way. But if we've all been putting it aside and storing it, then, come the time when we're going to use the storage, but they're going to make more money on it. That's the whole thing. And then the crops will grow again and we'll have to start all over. We'll grow the crops, keep selling it, keep, the distribution up. And then as we go along, like we did before, we'll store it again. Of course, if something else happens to which is a good possibility, that everything's underwater again next year, then you're going to have a problem. Yeah. Then you're going to have to find some other way to grow it. Or some other food source, right? Why don't we just grow things in the lab? I mean, the government is. We'll just, build labs in our cellars, in our basements, and just, make food there. Let's get the ingredients and the procedures on how to do that from our government, from the FDA and whoever else is growing them. Anyway, no nutritional value, but it'll sure fill you up. Wow, crazy stuff. So yeah, I don't know, what's this? ICT 2019 Dallas tornadoes, the costliest tornado event in Texas history. Yep, the outbreak that hit Dallas on the 20th is now the costliest tornado event in the history of Texas. Breaking records every year. I guess I got to keep mentioning it so you don't forget. Records are broken every year. And they've been doing that at least for the 5 years that I've been, talking about it. May have been longer than that too. The Insurance Council of Texas has estimated about $2 billion in insured losses following 9 tornadoes that ripped through North Texas on Sunday. All right. Also, in Time headlines, Netanyahu unable to form a government still. So, what happens next? So, for the first time in a decade, someone other than Benjamin Netanyahu will be asked to form a government in Israel. The 70-year-old prime minister has called 2 elections this year, has twice been given the chance by the president to put together a ruling coalition, and has twice failed. The fact that President uh, Rivlin is now turning to someone else leaves Netanyahu even more vulnerable in his fight for political survival. But although he has failed, the man now set to try his hand, centrist general turned politician Benny Gantz, also has no clear path to success. So here are some of the possible scenarios, including even a third parliamentary election in less than a year, following 2 inconclusive elections in April and September. Shortly after September 17th election ended in a stalemate, Rivlin gave Netanyahu 28 days to put together a governing coalition. During that period, which expires on Wednesday, Israel's longest-serving prime minister persuaded only 55 of the parliament's 120 members, including his traditional far-right and ultra-Orthodox Jewish allies, to join his right-wing Likud party in a government. So, I don't know. If they, I think that was the last straw. Now they're just going to wait, vote again. It's just crazy. What is going on there, huh? I wonder if there's any interference there. Fallen away. I mean, we've heard that a lot lately too, huh? Many are falling away. So this article, young people who leave the church no longer returning as they get older. Yeah, because they're young lives and they haven't really been touched by any kind of spiritual encounters or spiritual knowledge. Then we have to what? Age of, what do they call that? When you're able to think and understand and do things for yourself. Accountability, that's what it's called. That's what Paul Washer calls it. He wouldn't even let his son get baptized. His son wanted to get baptized because he said he didn't want to die. And so his father said, that's not a good reason. Just imagine being this. I wouldn't mind being Paul Washer's, if he was my father. Well, if he was my dad. I know I can't call my father anymore because I only have one father. He's in heaven. Anyway, the age of accountability. That's the only reason that he wanted to be baptized, and that wasn't good enough. It certainly is not good enough. Being baptized symbolically is a spiritual stepping stone, I guess, starting point. And we have to be definitely in the right mind of why we're doing it. And I know I was baptized, but I wasn't in the right mind. I've always wanted to be baptized prior to that. But I was kind of leery about it, being baptized. I didn't know exactly what it meant. I didn't know what I was to do or how it was going to affect me. And so I was kind of a little, scared about it. I don't know. And I only did it. We were practicing some Jewish feast. I think it was the Feast of Tabernacles. Our church was doing that. And one of the guys that I saw come in after me, he was getting baptized that weekend. And I only did it because it kind of, hit me upside the head like a V8, Why aren't you doing it? He's doing it. What is your problem? Go get it done. So that's what I did. I talked myself into it. And I think that was the wrong thing to do. I should have gotten it clear in my head first why I was doing it. Oh, it's clear now. But I would like to get baptized again for the right reasons. But, I have a relationship with the Lord God, and He understands. And if that ever, happens if go see other brothers or sisters, because, other brothers and sisters can baptize you. They can. You don't, you know, you don't have to be ordained and hold some kind of certificate that you spent $400 or $500 for. No, that's not necessary. In any case, it's pretty sad. Yes, there is a big falling away, and it is going to be more so in our generations coming after us. My grandson, I'm kind of worried about, but I do have influence with that. It's going to be the generation under that, under, him, is going to be the big problem. And I'll still be here for most of that. Maybe. Maybe we all won't be here. Maybe we all will be here still. But, highly unlikely, the way things are going, highly unlikely we will be here. Either we will endure some horrible things on this planet. With November 21st, we still got that asteroid or whatever that. Last time I checked, they're still unsure of exactly how close it's going to be coming to our planet. Of course, you have the people out there that are, calling it a apocalyptic event and, scaring people into doing whatever they think they need to get done. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, the Bible still talks about that, prophecy in Revelation and other places talk about, asteroid or whatever it was, coming down, called Wormwood. I believe it's actually called the Destroyer, Abaddon, a few other things. That's all in Revelation. I'm not sure how it goes exactly, but we talked about that last time. Yeah, one was tossed into or thrown into the river, tossed into the river. Well, it didn't come down from heaven, but the next one did. Because it said, coming down from heaven, literally said that, so I would assume that it means coming down from heaven. And you don't toss, I don't know, you don't really toss something that's coming down from heaven into the ocean, right? You normally toss it from one place to the next place, right? Go look up the definition. Tossed. Excuse me. Yeah, it doesn't mean, dropping down from heaven, doesn't mean thrown down from heaven. Anyways, well, I'm not sure about the throwing. Something else was thrown down. Anyway, I'm getting into a place I'm not sure of, so I'm going to stop. You guys can all correct me if you like. This was good to know that this was out there. There is a petition that somebody has put together, and it's been going for a while. The Impeach Pelosi petition surpasses 250,000 signatures on the White House website. Yeah, they've got 260,000 now. You only need 100,000 before the White House. Somebody has to respond after 100,000 signatures. They have to give it notice, but they won't do it until then. I put one out there, and yeah, I think I got like 7 signatures. Yeah, I don't know where people's heads were in that one. So, anyways, you can go. I'll leave the link. You can go there and sign it if you want. I think if I remember, I will go sign it afterwards. Just go to the link that's in this article, and it will bring you right to the White House webpage, right here. Yep. Nancy Pelosi is a traitor to the American people. The Constitution defines treason against the U.S., adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. And they go on to talk about the illegal aliens and how they were letting them in, bringing the drugs and everything else in. Woman was just caught today carrying the stuff inside her across the border. You hear about these things all the time. let's get back to this link. So when you get it, you can go right to that page. Okay. And let's see. From Natural News. Oh, there's something I'm doing wrong. Am I doing something wrong here? Anyways, from Natural News. GoFundMe exposed for taking money from Big Pharma to deplatform vaccine skeptics. And I don't know if there was something I said in Wednesday's audio video, but I got 3 views on it. I get at least 17. So like the word I just mentioned, vaccine will probably get me backlisted in some 100 pages back somewhere where you can't find me. That's how they do it. We did talk about Wednesday about Mark Zuckerberg on the Senate floor, right? Being questioned. Man, they really went into him, man. He was just brutally beat up. And I guess everyone, mainstream media anyway, is saying, how graceful he was in the whole thing. Of course, some people say that he's a robot or an android. Yep, they do. He does look kind of strange. Kind of looks like an android. Yeah, if I knew what one looked like. I only know what Data looked like, right? From Star Trek. Data. Of course, he was a little greenish in color. So anyway, it was recently announced that GoFundMe crowdfunding platform had begun purging all users of its site who attempted to raise money for causes that in any way call into question the safety and efficiency of vaccines. There you go. And as to be expected, this censorship push is being driven by Big Pharma, which has effectively slithered its tentacles into GoFundMe's leadership structure. Yeah, man, they got the money, they want the power. That's what, the money does to you. And then it's just corrupt. Yeah. And this one, Kmart. Kmart removes beyond inappropriate children's costume after backlash from parents. Yeah, it took me a minute though, but yeah, why they would put a child's costume, make, a wedding dress anyway. So, Kmart Australia has removed a children's Halloween costume from its shelves following a petition. I just realized that. Australia celebrates Halloween too? I guess all things American, huh? To a point. I don't believe they have free speech either. Excuse me. So, remove this children's Halloween costume from its shelves following a petition from a concerned parent who called out the outfit beyond appropriate, or it's called beyond inappropriate. Australia's 7 News reported that Shannon B., who asked the outlet to keep her last name anonymous, noticed the costume when Halloween shopping with her daughter. The outfit, simply labeled the bride costume, depicts a young girl wearing a wedding gown and veil. So Shannon noted that the costume, which was selling for $6, was marked as being made for children as young as 4 years old. Now, I get the point, right? Don't you get the point? Why? First of all, it's they want to push this. This is all about the pedophilia. It's about pedophilia being legal. They want to put your young kids in these mature, grown-up costumes, and they, just another reason to just not celebrate that stupid holiday, the demonic holiday. Anyways, yeah. So why would you put a 4-year-old, let alone a 7-year-old, in a bride's costume? Which basically means, well, you know what all it means. I'm not going to go into it. At first look, I didn't see too much in it, but second later, yeah, I saw it. I saw everything. This is crazy. I mean, we have always, as parents, and I watched this, in my own family, uh, parents trying to make their children grow up. I mean, enjoy. You should enjoy their ages as they go in stages, because there are different stages. You got the terrible twos. Well, you got the 7-year-olds with starting to lose all their teeth. I mean, and there's all those years in between, man. And they're innocent years with full of questions. And let's not. Why do we have to pierce babies' ears? Someone explain that one to me. I don't know why people pierce their babies' ears. First of all, second of all, I don't know why men pierce their ears. I thought, before real, it was just something men did not do in my age. We didn't go around piercing our ears, didn't pierce our nose, not in this society anyway. They may do it in another country, and that's fine, whatever. But we try to, once we get these children and they're born and we're enjoying them, then all of a sudden, we want them to grow up. Why? Why do we want them to grow up? I mean, if I wish I could have my children at a certain age and just stay that way, you know? Obviously, I'm being selfish, but I mean, person's got to grow up and mature and become their own. I understand that, but I mean, my daughters were, I mean, my oldest at 2 years old was great. My son, say at around 10, was great. Wanted to follow me around everywhere, do everything dad does. And then my youngest daughter, I mean, keep her at what, 10 years old because, well, we played softball together. You know, that was a great age. Uh, Anyways, you know what I mean? And there's different ages for different people. I mean, it's just glad to see them that they're healthy and they're growing up and they're normal. They're not immoral. They're taught right from wrong. I've had many compliments on my children, from other people who didn't even know us. How polite my children were because they said please and thank you and mister and ma'am and all that stuff. That's what we taught them. Could have taught them some other things, unfortunately, but oh well. Yeah, this one from National News as well. Democrats are pushing, you know, now that we got what, the cruelty to animals bill out there, I guess we got to put this one out there too. They're going to criminalize words and words they don't like while ignoring all the slurs they unleash against Trump supporters. Anyway, that was a little political. But yeah, there's a poll out there. There's an article out there too. I don't know if I got it or not, but it says that the majority of Americans, which I do not believe, that the majority of Americans want to pass laws to make certain words hate speech and have it criminalized. I'm sorry, I live in America. I'm around people, and the only one, I don't know, what can I tell you? The average American does not want to be, they want their First Amendment rights. They don't want it amended. I mean, man, this is just crazy. It's just too many of, well, it's the world. It's just dark period. I mean, it's created all this. It's created the confusion, the chaos, the hate. Uh, where there is none. And so, people, I don't know, they're weak, I guess, with all these chemicals, and they think these little things that hurt are the real things. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Freedom, freedom of speech is freedom of speech to say anything. I mean, yeah, I mean, and you're also, if you're going to say, give them free speech, and they say, somebody comes up to say me and starts calling me all kinds of swears and lies about me, 20 years ago, I would have just punched them in the mouth and it would have been all done. That's how we settled things back then. You're going to talk that way to me and you can't prove it, you don't have data, then you're just being a distraction and a-hole. That's it. We take care of those things ourselves. Now, no, we're going to have the government write these little laws in our towns, monitor us. You're talking with somebody on your front porch and you say something, and then at the same time, there's a patrol car going by searching for people who are using these words, and they're going to stop and they're going to fine you and or arrest you. What kind of where are we living? I'm confused. I really, sometimes I wonder where the heck we are living now. It's not America that I know of. It's not. It's becoming something else, and certainly not godly. So, anyways, with all this stuff going on, I'm going to get through this quick. I got a couple more. This deep state is in total panic as the Durham's investigation confirmed to have transitioned to criminal phase. So we covered that in the very first thing I mentioned. Yep, everything's going into the criminal phase. Supposedly that the Democrats are, because the Republicans stormed, where the Democrats were going over all this information behind closed doors. So heard some Democrats say on the floor today, yeah, well, if the Republicans want, full disclosure, we're going to give them full disclosure. I think it was Schiff. No, it wasn't Schiff. But anyway, yeah, they're gonna regret it because it's pretty powerful against Trump. Just put it all out there. Stop with the words now, okay? I'm tired of the politicians, and this is why I don't vote. I'm not going to vote. I mean, somebody told me it's my patriotic duty to vote. Well, first of all, this is not America anymore, okay? And I do not condone lying, thieving, killing, stealing, murdering, all. I don't condone that. And I'm not going to vote somebody into office to make laws and rules over me or over the, whole of society that's here. If there was somebody who I know that was a good, honest person, had integrity, had morals, was godly, then I would definitely go vote. I would sign up for the first time and go vote. And Trump is not him. Though Trump is the better of any of them, Trump is still not an angel you all think he is. Remember, he still thinks eminent domain is okay. I don't. I don't care about the economy of one person living the whole lives in one house, 75 years, okay? Give them another freaking 15 years. They'll probably be gone, soon. You don't buy their house and make them move where they've lived all their lives. You know what that does to them? You have no idea. That's why they use it. Eminent domain. It's better to pay those people for that house, bulldoze it down, and build a hotel that 5 people are going to stay in. Yeah, that's much better. And Trump will use it and has used it. in that very scenario. I can't stand that law. Let me go change that. Get your popcorn ready. 4 different reports released last night and indicate the days ahead will be devastating for the deep state. That's what I keep hearing. Deep state, deep state. They're on the run. They're shipping them to Gitmo. Yeah. Firing squad's getting ready. Yeah, I've been hearing it for years. Yep. You know what? Hearing it for years, but I still see the person that was supposed to be arrested, 2 years ago, not arrested, okay? Detained, but not arrested. And then what? She's all over mainstream with her book deals. That person with what she did should not be on the road, should not be out. She was treasonous. Obama was treasonous. And all the people, all the czars around Obama, they're all treasonous. And so are the Democrats right now. It doesn't matter with everybody. Well, I kind of know, but I'm not using that as an excuse. You can still change. I can change. You can change. We all can change. Will you? Anyway. News coming out in 4 fronts indicates that the deep state should be very worried. Those of us uncovering the many corrupt actions taken by President Obama's deep state have been looking. Okay, this day, the FISA report. Yeah, remember that? AG Barr and John Durham's investigation to deep state crimes. Well, I'll leave you that article. I've already heard it on TV. Already read about it. Deep state. I haven't seen anything done. They just keep talking about it. Yeah, and so this article was out here too. And I guess I've talked about it. It could happen, but not the way everybody thinks. 7 in 10 says the U.S. is on the edge of a civil war. Really? 7 out of 10? That's 75%. You think so? Why? I'd like to start a poll somewhere. I don't know how I can do that. Somebody give me some ideas how I can start a poll. I can do it in Facebook. That'll cause big storm, won't it? What they think is the reason for this civil war. I know what it should be about. But, and so I went and looked up Civil War. What is the Civil War? Just go Google it. A war between citizens of the same country. The citizens of the same country. So I went a little further down here. What is the Civil War? Civil War, also known as an intrastate war in polygamy, is a war between organized groups within the same state or country. A civil war is a high-intensity conflict, often involving regular armed forces, that is sustained, organized, and large-scale. So this is large-scale. So civil war is not, a bunch of people getting out of a car and go tramping through a neighborhood. That's not civil war. That's just lawlessness. Anyway, maybe we all should be marching somewhere. And to me, it's to Washington, D.C., or wherever those Democrats are residing. Impeach Pelosi. Start there. You got the thing signed. The White House needs to respond. I haven't heard them respond yet. I don't think they're going to. I don't know. I think they kind of know something's going to happen before any of this starts coming down, and they have to actually arrest people. Well, you can arrest people doesn't mean they go to jail either. I mean, heck, those Hollywood actors. I mean, that's a good sign, that they thought that they were above the law too. But these are just Hollywood actors, okay? They're probably living in solid. One woman, 14 days, and she just got out today. What was that? 3 days earlier than so, a week and a half. Anyway, week and a half. I hope that, for somebody who's probably well taken care of and pampered and whatnot, depending on where that where she went in that particular jail, because I'm sure that she was, isolated, maybe even pampered. But in any case, went to jail. Treason. The penalty for treason is death by firing squad. It's not what Trump thinks. It's not. It's not lynching. They may have done that in the old time. They did that in Massachusetts and Salem, but no. And there's an exercise going on. This is from military.com. They're saying, unlike any exercise, a massive Marine Corps war game is happening at 29 Palms. Yep. Well, this one says Marine Corps hasn't done anything like this in decades. One officer says he's never seen it in his lifetime. So I don't know why they're doing it. 10,000 Marines, sailors, and NATO troops have descended on Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center, 29 Palms in California's Mojave Desert for a massive training exercise. People, whatever happened to Area 51? There was no coverage on that. Did anybody show up? What were there supposed to be, like 250,000 people going there? Not a bleep, not a blurb, not a tweet, at least none that I've seen. What happened to it? I thought it was supposed to be in September. And this month's almost over too. This is what I mean. I know it could have been blacked out too, but we've got a lot of people here. Maybe they got the AI looking out for responses from that and blocked it out. I mean, if that's what's happening, we're all in trouble. Because when things really do come down to it, when we really need to talk to each other, they're just going to flip a switch. You're not going to be talking to anybody. You can type all you want. You can say anything you want. Make a video. It's never going to reach anybody. They're testing, shutting the whole Russia off from the internet. Every country, they know how to do it. Iran cut their internet off, and China does it. I mean, you think they can't do it here? Anyways, man. So whatever's going on, they're not telling us what it is. It's just that these troops are just, they'll be pitted against each other, other on-force battle as they prepare for a different kind of fight. One against an enemy with sophisticated equipment and skills. Now, who are they preparing against? Americans? No, I don't think so. Not Americans. No way. Still trying to figure that one out. Most of the Marines participating are from the North Carolina-based 2nd Marine Division, which hasn't conducted a multi-regimental live maneuver exercise in decades. So the exercise of this scale, force on force, multi-regiment outfitted with significant information operations and unmanned aerial system assets, hasn't been conducted in the Marine Corps in my lifetime. This is from Major General David Furness, 2nd Marine Division's Commanding General. That's what he said. So I don't know, folks, what's going on there in the Mojave Desert. Let's keep our eyes open, man. Keep our eyes open, and let's tell each other. Let's get your phones, operating the way they should. Taking pictures of what's going on in America, man. I have my phone. I don't like my phone, but it's a very good tool. Keep it away from your head. Use a hands-free device. Use earplugs, man, something. Keep it away from your head. People are still putting it up to their head and talking into it. The frequencies have been known to cause damage. Please don't put them up to your head. Bad enough that these these signals and frequencies are beamed down to that phone and back out again. They made it a law here in Connecticut, at least while you're in the car, hands-free device. You were able to get one free from this state for a little bit. Get yourself a hands-free device, put it on speakerphone. There's no need to call somebody else while you're in the line or in the store around other people. It's rude. Anyway. Yeah, and so we get into the stupid articles. I got two here. Family facing $2,500 fines a day for firewood charity that delivers wood to the sick and elderly. Yeah, for some reason it's on their front lawn, and I forget, I read a little bit of it. It was for some stupid thing about it being an eyesore or something like that. And they were going to be fined for it. I mean, really, come on, man, really? They're giving it to charity, the homeless, so that they can keep warm during the winter. And then this one, okay? And there's many stories like this one right here. High-level police commander and his wife arrested for running child sex ring. Well, I just have to say this, man. Lord, please instill calm in me. And keep ever presence in my thoughts that vengeance is yours, Father, not mine. I'm the thoughts that I have in my head, I'm sorry, Father, but they're of just things in hell that I would like to see done to them. And I don't know what hell's gonna look like. Hopefully I won't know what it looks like, but I just trust that your word says that they will be tormented forever and ever, especially people like this. Yeah, he said it'd be better if there was a millstone put around your neck and thrown into the ocean, or that you would have never been born. Yeah, people like that are going to pay. Doesn't make it any easier to hear. 34 and 44. Unspeakable crimes against children. Accused of multiple counts, rape, production of child pornography, among other disturbing charges. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I didn't want to leave it like that. Maybe there's something else I can look at. Anyways, that's it, folks. All set. Went too long again. Sorry about that. Yeah. The good thing about this is that we look towards the end. The Lord said on the cross that it was already finished. He finished it then. He died for your sins so that when you're repentant and you believe in him, you can go and live forever with him in paradise. Keep those thoughts. He will never forsake you. He will never leave you. Just call on him. You have to call on him. You have to at least have a thought of knowing him. Ask him, ask him who he is, what he stands for. What is this life all about? What am I doing here? And say that. Just pray. Pray for that. And I guarantee you, he will answer you. He's answered me, asking this, a lot of the same things. And I know other people have asked the same things as well. And their answers, they were given answers. Yep, just easy. Just search him out and he will find you. That's it. So God bless everyone. It's Friday. Hopefully I got some acorns to pick up, but we'll try and get out like I normally do on the weekend. They've cut my hours down to on Mixler. So last year I paid for something and got the whole day on the weekend to do stuff. Now it's only 3 hours, so I have to pick and choose. And I just don't like making decisions like that. But I'll let the Lord lead me because I can't make the right decisions anyway. But God bless everyone. Have a great Sabbath. Hopefully, talk to someone over the weekend. Hear some of you over the weekend. Be in the chat rooms off and on. Just keep looking up, man. Signs in the heaven are coming. Take care of your children. Take care of your family, your loved ones. Pray for them. And please forgive them. And don't be offended. Don't give offense. God bless and peace out, everyone.